I have to admit, this is my second time recording this video. The first time was early this morning and I was real peppy and I was loving it, but I was feeling a little too much and the video ended up being 25 minutes long, and even the people that like me will not sit through 25. The person vlogging it, I couldn't even watch it. So that was like a red flag. And I was like, no, people, there was like two sides, man. Like the angel over here is like, no, people will watch it. Like, you're just being too hard on yourself. And then the other side is like, girl, you won't even watch it. So like, what are you doing? So I'm gonna make this like way shorter for everybody's sake. So I'm doing a Q&A. I posted on my Instagram story for some peeps to ask me any questions that they had about me, and I would answer them on this video. So that's why we're here. So if you participated, holla to you. I really appreciate it, so thank you very much, because without you, I would just have to be finding and Googling like the 20 question game and asking myself questions. So thank you for not having me do that. Like, I appreciate it because it would have been a really huge ego hit, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so the first question we got was, what are you most afraid of? And I have to say, it used to be the dark, but then bigger things happened, and I'd have to say, honestly, my biggest fear is to lose the people I love. That is by far one of my biggest fears, and I feel like that's most people's fear, of losing the people they love. Obviously, nobody wants to go through that, so I'd for sure have to say that is by far my biggest fear ever. The question I got is actually a really good one. I even have props, guys. That's how prepared I am. They asked, what do I do? I just gave it away, damn it. What do you do to keep relaxed during the school year? And your girl right now, honestly, I do some me time. I take a nice hot bath with a bath bomb, and then afterwards I put on my fuzzy slippers I freaking love so much. Highly recommend them. I think they're from Walmart, so go get you some of these. And just relax and focus on me. When you get overwhelmed, it typically means you're not taking care of yourself the way you're supposed to, and you're letting all the outside stuff like control you. So take some time for you. Like, people don't do that enough. So for sure, do that. Give yourself a little treat. So the next question I have is, what is the last message I received? It's actually from Nikki. It's pretty late. It's midnight. Yeah, midnight. I just got back from Nick's house. We had dinner and a movie. So yeah, and the last text he texted me was a heart, because we both said goodnight to each other. Really cute. I thought it was cute. And I'm stubborn. I won't go to bed without it. So the next question I got was, do I pay attention to the type of material my clothes are made out of? And yes and no. I'm really into cozy, soft things. So most and majority of the clothes that I have are very soft and feel good on the skin, because I like to be comfortable throughout the day. But at the same time, you gotta sacrifice to be beautiful sometimes. And so sometimes, yes, if it is a cute outfit, I just throw it aside, the uncomfortableness, and deal with it. But yeah, I for sure do pay a little bit of attention to what I wear on the day-to-day basis, what kind of material it is. The next question is, what are some of my favorite smoothie ingredients? And this is actually a fun question, and I'm excited to answer it. So I usually put chia seeds. See, I get really excited and then I start talking too quickly, and then it's just an issue because you can't even talk. Anyways, I like to put chia seeds in my smoothies, and I typically like green smoothies. I try to stay away from fruit because they all have really high sugar content. I know it has the fiber to slow down the sugar digesting, but I like to throw some veggies in there and then throw in some nice like strong fruits like apples and bananas in there to make it taste good. So that's the answer to that question. So the next question I got was, do I believe in keto? And it's not great for you. Keto is definitely a diet. It is not something that you want to do as a lifestyle. And I personally don't believe in diets. I think that if you want to live a healthier life and you want to reach the goals you want to reach, you got to change your whole lifestyle. And obviously we're all human, so we all binge and splurge. Trust me, I've done plenty of that, and I just got over doing that. I just started over yesterday through this process, but I don't think that it's a good idea to ever cut out carbs completely. I think it's important to have carbs to a minimum, maybe focus on better carbs, but don't cut them out of your diet, because ketosis is when your body thinks you're dying. It is breaking down the fat, but it's also breaking down the muscle proteins. So that's not good, and that's why your breath starts smelling and stuff, because your body's freaking out and it thinks you're dying. So I wouldn't highly recommend it, but that's just me. So the next question I got was also kind of fun. Look at you guys getting all creative. They asked what would be the most useless superpower, and I honestly don't know. I don't want to offend anybody. I don't think I will offend anybody, because none of us that I personally know at least has superpowers. If you do, you haven't told anybody. I'm not trying to offend you. I don't think I will though, unless this is your superpower. I feel like the most pointless superpower would be turning into a brick, but even that is not useless, because say your friend gets pissed off at somebody, you can turn yourself into a brick and they can throw you. And then you can turn back and not be hurt. See? So that's not even useless. So I don't really have an answer to this one, but I love the creativity, and a thumbs up for just being awesome and thinking of something super cool that most people won't even think of asking. You go. So this next question is kind of deep, and I'm kind of loving it, honestly, that you guys are asking deep questions, because it creates a better connection between us. I know there's a screen between us, but it does connect us in some way and make it a little more personal. This person asked, what year had the biggest impact on me? And I'd have to say for sure my senior year. I don't really like talking about it, but one of my friends that I was close to passed away, and I definitely can say that I was a different person before the accident happened and who I was afterwards. So yeah, it definitely impacted me. Obviously death has an impact on everybody that has lost anybody that they love, especially being so young and losing somebody the same age as you. I not only struggled with it, I know a lot of my peers struggled with it too, but being pretty close to him, it was very hard on me, and I still struggle with it every day. I'm still trying to get through all that, and it's just kind of part of the grieving process. It comes in waves. But yeah, I definitely think that I'm more strong because of it, but definitely more vulnerable, which is not a bad thing by any means. It's part of growing. So the next question I got was, what was my biggest struggle my first year of college? And this is a great question. I know that a lot of people that might watch this might be going into college, and this is not to discourage you in any way possible. This was just my personal experience my first year, and I'm a social butterfly. At least I always have loved being social and meeting new people and being bubbly and happy. And in college, that's not necessarily welcome. You learn that when you smile at somebody, that doesn't mean they're gonna smile back. And I sat down on my first day and I was like, "Hi, I'm Presley," and they're like, "Hey, I'm blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Oh, cool, I'm from Branson, where are you from?" And they're like, "Kansas," and I'm like, "Okay, I get it. You don't want to talk. I have no interest talking to me. It's fine." But so I have to say, probably my biggest struggle was making friends. I'm still struggling with this. It's not easy finding friends in college unless you're in a club, or a sorority and fraternity is also like a huge thing to help you make friends. And I know that's why a lot of people do it. But yeah, that's just not really my thing. But if it is your thing, that's awesome. And I know so many amazing people in fraternities and sororities. It just wasn't me, and a lot of people got turned off by the fact that I wasn't in one. So that was also kind of a hard barrier of like trying to talk to people and like do things, because they're like, "What sorority are you from?" And I'm like, "I'm not." And they're like, "Oh." And I'm like, yeah, anyways, and then, you know, from there it just kind of falls down. And that's not a hit on anybody, obviously. That's just kind of the personal experience I had with a few individuals, and I probably just interacted with the wrong individuals, but that's just kind of the experience I had. So I'd have to say my hardest struggle was probably making friends, which kind of sucks, but you will find your group, and once you do, those will more likely be your friends for life. So I would say keep trying, because even if they don't want to talk to you, they will talk to you. They will. I figured that one out. You just got to keep trying. So the next question someone asked was how long me and my boyfriend have been together. We have been together for 1 year and 7 months now, which is completely crazy. I feel like it hasn't been that long. It definitely hasn't been that long, but I feel like him and I learn more and more about each other the longer we're dating. And don't get me wrong, like, I have a very good idea of who I'm dating, but you pick up on the small little things, which is cool because it makes the relationship exciting, and I don't know, it just makes you wonder what more you're gonna learn in the next however many years you're together. So he's amazing, and I'm extremely grateful for him, and he's by far one of the best things that's ever happened to my life. So shout out to Nikki. So the next question I got was, what are my favorite clothing stores? I am highly addicted to shopping. I won't even deny it. I love shopping. I'd have to say my favorite clothing brands are Show Me Your Moo. I know that's a weird name, but if you know the brand, you know what I'm talking about. Also Free People and probably Urban Outfitters, but your girl's on a budget because she's in college. So you'll find me shopping on Poshmark for all my stuff, or the clearance section, because your girl just can't afford that luxury stuff right now, and that's just part of it, okay? But definitely all about budgeting and getting cute clothes, but not spending a fortune on them. So yeah, I definitely would say those are my three, but I really had to pick my favorite brand. I'd say Poshmark. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know what I'm saying, you better get on there and look for yourself, because you won't regret it. You're welcome. So the next question I had, was something I've contradicted myself on lately. Honestly, myself. I contradict myself all the time. I'm probably my biggest critic, if I'm being honest with you, which is not a bad thing, but I put a lot of pressure on myself. And like I told you guys before, I'm a social butterfly, and the whole not making friends thing really has messed with my psyche. I'm not joking, and I know this is kind of deep, but I feel like I've kind of struggled, and it's been a huge hit to my ego, because in high school I was involved in so many clubs, and I was always surrounded by people, so I didn't really ever think about feeling alone and being alone. And Nick is always there for me, so it's nothing about Nick, it's just about friends. Like, you know, it's important to have your relationship, but it's also important to have your friends too. And I personally feel like I'm in a place right now where I don't really have my group yet. Now, I'm moving in with Lauren and Hannah in the next couple weeks, so I know that everything's gonna shift because they're amazing, and I'm super excited to get to know them better. But I definitely would have to say the thing I've mostly contradicted myself on is me, and I don't know why I'm so hard on myself. And a big thing, I think part of it is I'm not a partier. I don't really enjoy drinking and going out and partying, and I feel like that's a big thing for people right now. So I feel like everybody knows that and just kind of doesn't want to invite me to things because they know that's not my thing, but it kind of sucks, I'm not gonna lie. But it's okay, because it's all gonna be just fine. Yeah. So that's the answer to that one. Sorry, I kind of got deep on that one, but you ask and you're gonna get an answer, and a truthful one. Yeah. So the next question I got was, what are some things that make you really happy? And I'd have to say spending time with my family and with Nick, and also my dogs. I just looked over there because they're sitting right there. They're looking at me. They're like, girl, I'm ready to go to bed. Like, let's wrap this up. But I have to say that for sure. Also, the sun. And I know I don't look like it, but the sun. Whitening my teeth, I really enjoy that. I don't know why I enjoy that, but I do enjoy that. And for sure, the lake. And the fall. And leaves changing, and pumpkin. not gonna necessarily say pumpkin spice, but oranges and yellows and reds and getting cozy sweaters. I'm already ready. I'd have to say that those are all things that make me really happy. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. The video is probably getting somewhat lengthy at this point. I've answered majority of the questions that I got on there, so thank you so much to the people that participated. Without you guys, like I said before, there would be no video, and I would have to really have a huge hit to my ego and look up 20 questions, like the stuff you do in junior high when you're talking to someone you're trying to get to know. So thank you for not having me do that. I really appreciate it. And thank you for tuning in. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to be part of anything else or any videos or anything like that, I'm going to link my Instagram down below. Please message me or stay tuned for my stories because I'm always doing polls. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you soon.